if you have a current matter before court, then you can look up information, not detailed information, but enough on a New South Wales court list, which is the court registry online. Most states, I believe, in Australia have some sort of a searchable court list. So if you are outside New South Wales or Australia, please search for your own area and see if that's available to you. Disclaimer, this is not legal, financial, or any other kind of personalised advice. I do encourage you to seek the support of a support service, caseworker, legal representative, and definitely somebody to support your emotional mental health if you are currently before court as a defendant, or even as a perpetrator too. So, as always, trigger warning, look after yourself, take a break, ask the questions that you need to, try and understand it as best that you can. I know it's very overwhelming and confusing, so reach out to the people, the services that have the knowledge. So, when I open up a Google, I just search New South Wales Court List Online. You'll see that this says search New South Wales Court Lists and an online registry. I click into that. You may be taken to, depending on which link you click on, you may be taken to another page in here, but basically you're looking for this court list up here, and this is searching the New South Wales Court and Tribunal lists. So the easiest way to search for someone is just to put their name in this box up here and search. I'm not going to search for anybody in particular. I'm not going to show any. Oh, there's some names down there, but it's on a public court list. It's just taking you through the options here. You can search for today, this week, the next 3 weeks, and last 7 days. So that's your range. Your all available dates are the last 7 days and the next 3 weeks. You can, of course, search for a specific date, but I would always recommend that you just put in the name up here, maybe choosing the location to narrow it down, especially if it's a sort of common name. The court list does, you don't have to spell the names exactly right. It does search for names that are similar. It will give those results. But sometimes the date that you originally thought you were going to court may be changed. There may be something else that comes up. It may be heard earlier. I have had clients see names come up there, the defendant's name come up before I was even told that, as their caseworker, that it was at court or that it would appear before court. And even if it's a mention, which you can see in the listing type where I'm pointing the mouse there, even if it's a mention and you don't think you have to appear, I would always double, triple check with everyone that you have contact details for, so that you don't miss out on attending when you're supposed to, or you don't miss vital information. Unfortunately, it can be really challenging to get information between the victim, a caseworker, court advocacy officers, police, the officer in charge. It's quite complicated, and it can be very challenging when shifts don't line up, for example. So while your case is ongoing, I would recommend searching. Try not to get obsessed with it, although I know that, your safety is at risk, so I get it. I've been there. So in here, we can search the date. You can narrow it down to jurisdiction. So civil is all of, the tribunal stuff and businesses and things. Criminal is all your criminal offences, and NCAT is that tribunal generally for tenancies. You can narrow it down with the court here, with Supreme Court, especially if you don't know where somebody's going to appear. There's all those options there. Can choose an officer, listing type. These are just all the different listings, and location. So something with this as well is my local court is Nowra. So obviously I can put in Nowra and I can check that box to only select Nowra. However, When people are first arrested, if it is a serious crime or there's been warrants or whatever, there's a history, and they are refused bail by police, they will appear before one of these bail division courts depending on which area of New South Wales that you are in. So for the Shoalhaven, my local one is Bail Division Court 3. So you will have to, yeah. If that's why I always recommend searching in the name too, because it will come up with these. If I just go to Nowra, I may miss somebody who was refused bail by police initially and has to front before the bail division court. So look it up in your state if you're outside of New South Wales. Look after yourself because it is tricky. Oh, and also if you're in a new relationship and you're worried, you can search their name. It does only show the last 7 days and the next 3 weeks, of course, but you would be surprised how many defendants I have come across who are in new relationships or whose names are appearing on the court list for other matters as well. So it can be a clue because court matters can run into months. Some of them can run into years, especially big homicide cases that go before the Supreme Court. That can be 18 months, 2 years, 2.5 years. So their names will appear generally with AVO mentions. They are every sort of few weeks, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the location and how busy you are and whether it's regional or more rural. So yeah, search up that name, have a look. Just I don't. When you search up, so you know what? I'm just going to. So this person right here, I don't know them. This is not even. But when you click on their name on that hyperlink, so it will come up with the date, the time of court. Generally for Nowra Court, it is 9:30 a.m. People are there. The list number that may not be available before the day. There's a case number there, room. So this stuff does get updated as the generally after 3:30. I've found. So particularly if this person appeared today, and then their case was adjourned or needed to be moved to a different day. After 3:30 is when you want to check that day. There is a number, and I probably should have got that too. There is a number for court outcomes that you can ring if your officer in charge does not contact you after court. They may be busy, they may be off that day, they may be held up. So you can ring the court outcomes line. This is the New South Wales Court Outcomes contact number. I've Google searched that up the top. You see the number comes up there, 8:30 to 4:30. But like I said, after 3:30 is generally when you will be able to call this number. You'll need the information, you'll need details like the name, the case number, and maybe some other information, but they'll talk you through that when you ring. And if you are outside of New South Wales, then please search for the number in your area.